Xin chào quý vị và các bạn. Tại kỳ SEA Games 31 vừa qua, tuyển Singapore đã có những thành tích nhất định, đó là tấm huy chương bạc ở nội dung đơn nữ thuộc về vận động viên Atienza. Ngày hôm nay chúng tôi đã có buổi trò chuyện cùng với cả hai vị khách mời, đó chính là huấn luyện viên trưởng đội tuyển Singapore, ông Matthew Ballard, và Chủ tịch Hiệp hội Golf Singapore, ngài Rostan. Hi sir, can you introduce about yourself with the viewers, Vietnam viewers?
My name is Rostan. I am the president of the Singapore Golf Association.
My name is Matthew Ballard. I'm the national coach of the Singapore Golf Association.
Hi sir. First of all, it is very unfortunate that Hilo played very well in the first two playoff holes, but in the hole 9th, the opponent had an excellent chip to win the medal. Can you share your feelings about the results of the team round today?
Sure. Yeah, it was a disappointing result for Hayley. I know she was really trying to do the best for Singapore and her country. This is the nature of our sport, though. It's a game of inches, and full credit to the Philippine girl for chipping in on the last hole and staying in it the whole match. So she thoroughly deserved it. Hayley will come back stronger after this, for sure.
Can you share your feelings about SEA Games 31?
Well, you know, like in any sports event, our sportsmen and sportswomen, they prepare themselves very well. I'm very proud of all they're trying their best. And golf is a funny game, right? You can be playing a great game, but the chances might not be coming your way. So what I can share about these SEA Games is, you know, I just wish that, you know, we had a little bit more luck on our side. We probably would have done better than we had, but not to take the credit from our boys and girls. They played very well, and I'm very proud of them.
And Mr. Matthew, can you share about a little bit information?
Yeah, sure. I think this event for us was, we experienced highs and the lows. We had a high. We were fortunate enough to have Alois Atienza shoot a course record and finish second in the individual. So we're very excited to be able to take us home a silver medal. Unfortunately, the boys and the girls just missed out on taking home some bronze today, but they will also learn from this opportunity and grow. We know that SEA Games is just around the corner again next year, so we'll be looking forward to that.
In SEA Games 31, golf was presented on Heron Lake Golf Course. Do you have any comments about this course?
Yeah, sure. It was set up really nicely. I think our players really enjoyed it. The rough was very thick. It made it challenging for every team and every player out there. So I think off the tee was rather generous, but the approach shots into the green was where matches were won and lost. If you're managing to stay out of the rough around the green side, I think you had a good chance of winning your matches. So I think it was a fair test. The scores will indicate that also. So yeah, we quite enjoyed it.
And Mr. Rostan, can you add some more feeling?
Well, I share exactly the same feelings as Coach, you know, Matt. I'm really impressed by, you know, in general what the whole setup has been. I would say that it was very professionally done, and you know, I think Vietnam is ready to even host bigger events than this.
Mr. President, can you share about the training of young golf team on your country?
Well, we have a system whereby you know, the junior golfers are sort of spotted by the association during our many junior events, and they get into the junior squads. And we have 3 levels of squad. We have the junior squad, we have the development squad, and we have the national squad. So at their very junior level, we totally dependent on parents and the clubs to feed us with the players. As you know, Singapore is a small country. You know, over the years, I can start to see that the Indo-China countries like Vietnam, like Myanmar, and all these countries are very up and coming. And you know, I'm sure, you know, with the interest that your country has in golf, it's a matter of time that you'll be bringing up very good world beaters. I'm very confident.
Okay. Mr. Rostan, why did you decide to work with Coach Matthew?
In 2017, when the previous national coach term expired, we were looking for a new coach, And Matt was one of those who applied for the job, and based on his experience and his criteria, the criteria that we had, one of it was to look for somebody who was able to handle all levels of the golfing skills. Matt is highly reputed to be the swing coach of the short game coach of Adam Scott, who was one of the world #1 players before, and that was one of the reasons why we engaged him, because we felt that our players needed to be working a little bit more in that areas that he specialized in. And I must say that in the last 3, almost 4 years that Matt has been with us, he is not disappointed. He's done very well.
Mr. Rostan, how does this partnership deliver results for Singapore's golf?
The partnership continues, right? I'm just afraid that coach comes and tells me tomorrow that he doesn't want to work for us anymore. But as long as he wants the job is his.
Matthew Ballard, what is the coaching criteria for your team, and do you have any support of Singapore Golf Association?
Yeah, I guess the second part of the question I'll answer. I definitely have the full support of the Singapore Golf Association. That is without question. I'm very lucky that I'm given the full support and a long leash to train the players accordingly. In terms of your first question, what is the criteria? For me, there's a heavy focus on short game. There's also a heavy focus on fitness, mental training as well. So we encompass quite a lot. Personally, we do a lot of swing coach training. At the same time, we do also a lot of on-course strategic stuff, where the players will get out on the golf course, learn strategy, learn how to play off different lies, different conditions, different wind. So basically, a lot of things, to be fair. There's more than one thing. The golf swing is just one part of the training, and is by no means the only part. There's a lot more to it. And as you saw today in the playoffs, short game was very important. It's what won the medal for a lot of the players out there, both men and female. So it will remain a heavy focus, and so will the mental training as well.
Yes. Matthew, can you share the training for players before entering the SEA Games 31?
Sure. Yeah, we once we knew the venue was going to be here at Heron Lake, I feel like that was a little bit of an advantage for us, because we had played here before with the Putra Cup in 2019 and were successful there with our men's team winning that. So I knew the course conditions, I knew the greens, the type of grass. That was the very first thing that I looked for. So we looked at training in Singapore on a golf course there that has the same grass on the greens here. Second to that, we had 2 training camps for our team. One, we went to Malaysia to help the team bond together. That's a big part of playing these team events, is having the team bond together and come together as one. And then secondly, we came to Heron Lake here maybe 2 weeks ago prior to the event to get used to the atmosphere, the conditions, the weather, and just feel that wanted the players to feel really comfortable being at this venue. Then we went back to Singapore, rested and trained, and then came back here ready to go.
What did you find difficult when your team playing here?
What did we find difficult? I think every opponent. I think the golf course itself, we tried to make sure that our players were playing against this golf course. And my mantra all the time is, if they can beat Heron Lake every day they step out here on the golf course, there's a good chance that they will beat their opponent too. But we came up against some stiff opponents from all the nations in the Southeast Asian region. And I would say that was the biggest challenge, just competing against some really elite players in this region.
Okay. Mr. Rostan, there are many factors to be one golf team, and how were the sponsorship appealed in your country?
Well, the Singapore government gives us good support in terms of from the Sports SG Singapore. We have our own means of raising funds to support all the golf development we have. We have, as you can see, we have Lexus, which is our main sponsor. They sponsored us in terms of, every year there's a certain budget that they help us out. And we are a tied sponsor by our attire is FootJoy
and Titleist.
FootJoy and Titleist. So we actually quite lucky to have very supportive sponsors.
And when the SEA Games ended, there will be many other big tournaments like ASEAN. So what's the training plan for the athletes?
Yeah, so this time is a busy time for us, for all our athletes. We have some of our players travelling abroad after this event. We also have some local events in Singapore which they'll compete in. But I think our next biggest team event, if I'm correct, is the World Amateur Teams event in France in late September, I think. August. Yeah, and Nomura Cup also. So they're our next two big team events that we have this year. So we'll be focusing there. There's not much time to rest, and we'll be back at it, looking forward to trying to win some of those games.
Okay, and Mr. President, what are the working plans of the training board?
Well, as far as the coaching staff is concerned, everything is in the hands of the national coach, right? So we do not present any plans for them that they've got to follow us. It's actually plain and simple. Get the show on the road and get things running. So we leave a lot of the decision making on the day-to-day training events all in the hands of national coach. So while we have on a national agenda, we have a 4-year plan for which we have to present to the Sport Singapore. That's a major plan. But the day-to-day and the running of the plans is all left to executed by the national coach.
Yeah. And currently, the Vietnam Golf Association is planning to train golf coaches in conjunction with the Australian Professional Association. And Mr. Matthew, do you have any suggestion for Vietnam to develop golf in Vietnam?
Yeah, that's a great point. Obviously, I'm an Australian PGA professional as well, and I went through the Australian coaching criteria for a few years. So I think the Australian PGA coaching curriculum is very, very strong. It's very intense, but it's also very well respected around the world. I think you can find a lot of PGA professionals like myself coaching around the world, in Asia specifically a lot. I know myself personally, I do a lot of coaching of the coaches also in Singapore, which is a big part of my role as well. It's a great place to start. I feel like if you've got in Vietnam the coaches here well educated and understand how to coach the athlete in front of them, that will also then help the young Vietnamese kids when they come through the program to be great players. They're also well educated as a result. So first and foremost, starting with good coaching would be a great place to start to improve the quality of golf here in Vietnam for sure. It's something we're still working on in Singapore also. So yeah.
In the past few days, what is your impression of the Vietnam golf team?
They were very formidable. I think you can ask our team, but personally, I feel like that was close to our toughest match for sure. It was very hostile playing on home turf. They were fighting right till the end and they pushed all our players extremely hard. They've got a lot of promise and I think they were all excited about playing against us as well. And our team was very thankful to be able to just finally get over the Vietnamese on that particular day.
And Mr. Rostanen, do you have any information about the golf team Vietnam, have you any the impression of the young golf team?
Well, as I had said earlier on, I have no doubt that in a matter of years, in the very near future, that all the young players in Vietnam, because it looks like golf is becoming quite a popular sport in Vietnam too. And when it becomes a popular sport, you have parents supporting the youngsters coming up and you have more youngsters going through the system. I'm sure, you will be very formidable. In no time, you'll be listening to the national anthem on Vietnam in the SEA Games. It's a matter of years.
Yes. Mr. President, do you have any comments about the organization and live broadcast for this year's golf tournament?
Fantastic. Live stream and live scoring. I felt that the application on the phone and on the computer was extremely efficient. And I'm speaking on behalf of myself as a team advisor and a coach, looking at the scores throughout the days. All our friends and family back in Singapore were up to date on the spot. I think it was extremely efficient. On top of that, a chance for all our athletes to have all their family in Singapore watching them live on TV. And then on top of that, the players actually feel pretty cool playing in front of cameras and knowing that it was being broadcast around the region. Can't ask for more than that. I think it was fantastic, a world first in SEA Games for sure.
Mr. Roshan, do you have
I
same
echo
thought?
exactly every word that coach said. You know, we were really impressed with the media setup. You know, it's exactly what he's just said. It's the first for the SEA Games, and I hope that future SEA Games are covered just exactly this way. You know, it's so convenient. You know, we were on the phone all the time. People in Singapore was on the phone. You know, they know exactly what was happening, and that was fantastic. Keep it up.
Yeah,
Singapore viewers will send a big supportive with your players. And last but not least, how do you feel when this is the first time that golf was live broadcast?
Yeah, I think for our players, it's the first time for them. I would say all of them actually being in front of television and getting used to being in front of the cameras. But something I said to all of them is, this is what you want to get used to. I think if you're going to play good golf, you need to get comfortable playing in front of cameras and entertaining. After all, golf is a sport to be entertained, and people come out to watch to be entertained. So I just encourage them to have fun with it and enjoy it.
And what about you, Mr. Roshan?
You know, I'm sorry to say, but I keep echoing what my coach says because we have exactly the same sentiment. You know, it can only be good for golf. You know, as I said again, you know, keep it up, Vietnam. I think you know, not just the fact that your golfers are coming through, but the coverage of golf and your taking the, you know, we are all golfers and we are golf administrators. And every time golf has been portrayed in the way that it's been portrayed, it can only help the game. And we are very thankful for that.
Thank you for your sharing information, and thank you for the talk. Very fantastic.
No problem. We hope that one of your young Vietnamese children, boys or girls, are watching the stream and they pick up a golf club and want to compete. That's what it's all about.
Because the viewers in Vietnam is very just curious about your golf training and that sort of.
Sure, we can all learn from each other.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, just the last word. You know, Singapore, you know, like Malaysia, like most of the countries that's considered fairly established in the golfing circle. You know, if ever the Vietnamese Association or any one of your people would like to cooperate with us, please call us. You know, our doors are open. There's no secret in it. We just want to help to develop the game. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much. Xin cảm ơn hai vị khách mời đã có những chia sẻ với rất nhiều thông tin về việc phát triển golf tại Singapore. Xin cảm ơn nhãn hàng Ping, Le Coq Sportif đã tài trợ cho trang phục MC của chương trình.